Hello there everyone, and welcome back for part 5 of my PV County Map Factory Review and Tutorial Series, where I'll be showing you how to build the factories on this map, the resources needed to build them, and the order that they should be built in. Today we're going to be taking a look at bridge construction and explosives. So, let's take a look. Okay guys, if you're new to the map, you might have been roaming around and hit one of these bridges at one time or another and went to cross it and probably fell right through it. Well, these bridges have to be built, and in order to do so, you're going to need certain resources to build it, which we already covered already. You're going to need some concrete, and we're going to need some items from the steel factory. Now, when you come up to these bridges, it's not going to tell you anything because there's one step you have to do before you can go ahead and start building your bridges. So let's go over to the map here, and I'm going to show you that you have to buy this government building right here below Field 50. So if you go over to lands, and then click on this little piece of property here, you purchase that, and then you're going to be able to access this building. When you go into this building, there's going to be a chart up on the wall that's going to show you all the bridges around the map, and they'll show if they're built or not. So this is a really good reference to see what bridges need to be built and what ones are already done. So like I said, you will have to buy that piece of property. It's going to cost you $205,824. So I'm going to go ahead and buy that right now. And once you do, you can go over here and it's going to tell you what you need. So we need some rebar, we need some steel, we need some barriers, and concrete. Now, 2 of them we get from the steel factory, and the other 2 we get from the concrete factory, which we worked on already. So you can just go ahead, use the flatbed that comes with the mod pack, and start delivering those products right here. The bridges, you won't be able to cross them until they're built. And you can indicate that by when you see the wooden part, the wooden structure out in the middle. That's the part that has no hit detection. You'll fall right through it. But once you get this built, it'll actually turn into a concrete bridge just like this part here. So there's a trigger on each side of this as well. So let's go over to the government building and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. This is the piece of property we just purchased here with the government building on it. You're just going to come over here and go inside. So you have to buy this piece of property before you can start building bridges. And there's the map I'm talking about. There's all 16 or 17 bridges there you got to build. So you can see all the orange dots there. They actually turn green as you start building your bridges. So this is a great little reference to come over here and check on the progress of your bridges. Okay guys, so hopefully you've been storing all your cement and steel items over here in the construction warehouse. This is going to allow you to spawn out cargo containers instead of pallets, which will take a lot less trips to build your factories and your bridges. The cargo containers can hold a lot more than pallets. So for each item you need for the bridge, you're going to need 4 cargo containers to actually fill it all the way up. So let's go ahead and we'll start working on that. So let's bring our auto load trailer over to the warehouse. We're going to make sure we're set to cargo containers, and we're going to turn our auto load on, and we'll spawn out 4 containers of cement to get us started. Okay, so concrete. Let's go ahead and then you're going to want to come over to this side of the ramp and press the plunger so they'll auto load. They'll push them right on the trailer, providing your auto load's on. Okay, so let's get them down to our bridge. So we're about to drop off our cargo containers full of cement, but I want to remind you guys, not all the bridges have the triggers right there. Sometimes they're located underneath, and they'll have that PV symbol over there that's by the gas station. So if you don't see the trigger, just look kind of around underneath it and you will find the trigger. So let's drop off these. Hopefully we can get them both in there at the same time, maybe? No. If that's okay, we'll fix that. Okay, so that should be 50% or close to it. 50%. So like I said, you'll need 4 cargo containers of each product. Let's go get 2 more. Okay, so we have the other 2 cargo containers full of cement. Let's go ahead and drop them off. Okay, we got some rebar here. So you need 100,000 liters of each to fill these bins. Okay, let's go back and get the other 2. Here's our other two rebar. Let's drop them off. Now that should be it. Let's check here. Yeah, we have all our rebar and concrete, so we'll just have to work on our steel and our barriers next. So here's two of our steel containers. And our other two steel containers. Okay, let's double check. So we just got to go get our barriers now and we'll be done. Two barriers. Okay, so let's get our last two containers of barriers in there, and then we can let the production of the bridge begin. Get that in there. Okay, that should be everything. So once the bridge is finished construction, this will obviously disappear, this little road closed sign. Okay, construction is underway, so let's take a look at that. And we'll do a little time lapse here. And there we go. Bridge is complete. Now you can now drive across it. All the wooden structure has disappeared. Let's drive across it and test it out. Road closed sign has disappeared. The triggers have disappeared. We're good to go. So there's 16 or 17 bridges on this map that you will have to build. And that works just great. Now we can access the other side. And if we come down here and go inside, go over to the map, and now you can see the bridge we just built is in green there. So everything's highlit in green once it's built. So that's a fantastic reference for bridge building. Okay, now moving on to the explosives. So you're going to want to go over to the shop, under placeables, go to construction factories, and there's your explosive shack here. You do not have to build that, that's just a placeable. $50,000, and you'll need diesel and fertilizer as ingredients to get this. It's only a tiny little thing, so we're just going to drop that right there. And as you can see, the triggers here say fertilizer and diesel fuel. So let's go ahead and start filling that up. We just happen to have that right on over here, fertilizer and diesel fuel. Okay, let's get that in there. Doesn't hold a lot. Diesel fuel. Alright, so it only holds 20,000 liters, and then we'll grab our little 4x4 over here. The Mahindra. This was part of some DLC I bought. Pretty cool little rig. Has a trunk. You can use the straps to lock it down. Okay guys, so we'll come on over here. We'll go ahead and fast forward time just a little bit. Okay, we'll stop it there. Global company is left control and G. Explosive shed right there. Go ahead and press enter. Click on the explosives right there. Maximum 3 pallets. That's all we need for now. You can see they appear there. So yeah, you will have to access the global company to make them spawn. So let's bring him over a little bit. Careful, it's dynamite. Okay, so let's put them in the trunk. Easy, easy. And drop. There's some big candlesticks. The first thing you're going to want to use them for is blowing up these old buildings. Now you can usually tell by the look of them, it's these older looking buildings. These are destructible. But you will have to buy the property they're on to be able to blow them up. But you can tell these buildings from a distance because they're pretty old looking. So let's go ahead and go over to the map and we'll buy the land that's on. Okay, we'll have to buy this piece of property down here. Okay, so let the demolition begin. So what you're going to want to do, guys, is come over and grab one bundle of dynamite, and you're going to walk around the building to the different doors. And once you get to the correct door that's going to accept the dynamite, it'll disappear from your hands. Now it could take up to a full minute for that to explode, and the reason is Global Company updates every minute. So sometimes you might lay it down and there might only be a couple of seconds left in that minute and it'll blow up instantly. Other times you lay it down and it could take up to a full minute. So just be patient when you're doing that. Okay, lift that out. So I think it's this door. But you will get resources from this building. And once the building's gone, you can rebuild here. But some of these buildings have hidden treasures inside. It just depends. They're kind of hidden around the map. But when you blow it up, there might be a safe inside with some gold, and you just take that over to the bank and you get yourself a nice little bonus. So let's try this door here. No, it doesn't look like it's this one. So we'll just keep walking around until that accepts. It'll grab it right out of your hands. There we go. Fuse is lit. Now it could take up to a minute. Ba-boom. And look at all these nice resources you get from it. So you're going to want to pick this stuff up right away and just drop it off at your nearest factory that you're building. It'll accept all this. Now you will need some equipment to be able to pick this up. I'm going to go over that in a second. You can see there's some steel beams down there, some boards, some blocks, some glass, and some sand and stuff that you will have to pick up. But we have a milling machine over here that'll take care of it. Now here's the equipment you're going to need. You'll need a flatbed to pick up your large pieces. You'll need this milling machine here, which will pick up all your loose gravel and sand and all that stuff. This actually has a holding tank on it, so you can go ahead and pick that up, and just when you're done picking it up, just go ahead and put it in a tipper and you're ready to go. Now you'll also need this little wagon here, which will hold the dynamite. I didn't know that, but it'll also hold the glass in the blocks, so you can auto load them right on here. I'm going to show you where all this stuff is located. We'll start with the milling machine. That's going to be under tools, over in miscellaneous, over to the very end, and there's your milling machine right there, guys, and it works for everything. So like I said, that'll pick it up, plus it has a holding tank, so you don't have to worry about putting that in a tipper right away until you pick it all up and you're going to switch products. So that's where you're going to find that. And your auto load trailer is going to be located under tools. There's your auto load equipment. And there's your utility trailer here, and that works with all the small stuff. It has an auto load feature and it comes in very handy. There's your regular flatbed that you'll need to. Okay, so I'll demonstrate that a little bit. We'll come over and pick some of this stuff up, but it's a good idea to get this all off the map right away, guys, because it will cause lag, especially if you're on a server. But let me bring up my HUD here and we'll go through the different things this can work for. So I have it on. It's on explosives right now, so you can't auto load them. We have stone, single blocks, glass sheets, That's those little blue things on the ground. So right now there's nowhere you can put that glass. There's no place to drop that off just yet. So just kind of set them to the side. Steel, mission pallets. So there's a few things this can pick up. We'll go over to the blocks again. I think it's a single blocks. We'll turn on our auto load. There we go. So yeah, you can just go pick this up and just drop it off at the nearest factory that you're building, and it'll accept all that. So you can kind of recycle this stuff. And remember what I said, some of these have a bonus inside. You'll find a safe full of gold. You just take that over to the bank and get yourself a little bonus. We'll use our auto load trailer here to pick up the big pieces. I just got it set to long pallets. I'm gonna hit the U key and I should be able to pick up all them long boards. I'm not sure if the steel will go on, but there we go. It doesn't fit right, but you can transport them, so that's the main thing. They're very long. And it looks like you can pick up quite a few of them too. Oh, you get the steel on there too, so that's very nice. And we'll check out the milling machine. That will get rid of all that loose stuff on the ground. And like I said, you don't need a tipper. This got a holding tank, so you're good to go until you need to dump it. Now that white stuff there, I don't know if that's calcium carbonate. I kind of forget. But that there you won't be able to pick up with the milling machine. You'll actually have to use a front loader or a wheel loader to pick that up. But everything else this will work for. And you can see that works just beautifully. Get rid of all that stuff. Just fire it in a tipper when you're done. You can see the little glass sheets there. And that's how you do that. So just take all these resources, put them back in storage, or just go to your nearest buildable factory and put it in there. Now the other purpose for the dynamite is blowing up these caves here. You can actually blow that up. You can see the trigger on the ground that you put your explosives. Now I'm not going to be able to demonstrate this because as you can see I'm way north of the map. And I don't have any bridges built to go up here, so I can't demonstrate that, but that's another way you can use your explosives. Okay, you can see another one right down here. There's a few of them around here. One over here, another one over here. But like I said, you'll need access to your, you'll have to build your bridges before you can access this part. I just kind of teleported over here, but there's another one right here. So there's a few of them around, and you will have to pick that stuff up. You'll probably get stones and stuff. So the explosives are good for tunneling, mining, and for blowing up those buildings. Okay, so there you go guys. Today we covered bridge construction and explosives. Hopefully this tutorial helped you out a little bit. You get a little bit more understanding of how the map works. If you enjoyed the video, maybe you can leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and click on Nick right there in the middle of your screen. Then hit the subscribe button and the bell. And I'll bring you new mod reviews every second day and Let's Plays every other day. Plus my Patreon link is just below that if you'd like to help me contribute to the channel. It really helps out. So until next time, take care, and I will see you all in the next one.